I'm Ned Stoller from Michigan AgrAbility, and the Mammoreau farm got in touch with me because they were experiencing some challenges climbing in and out of equipment, Ed was, and so a year ago I worked with him and was able to help with some assistive technology accommodations through Michigan Rehabilitation Services. And just this year I was talking with his wife Jane, and she was experiencing some challenges herself with different back conditions and shoulders and things. What we decided to go through here today was how to do a farm site assessment, and we really want to start out with the referral. When the farmer first reaches out to us and says, "Hey, this is Jane Mammoreau, I have this issue going on with my back, I need to do my cattle chores, can you help?" And we move on from there into doing a real detailed farm site assessment where we interview the farmer and their family and all the people that work with them to try to understand the context of the social environment and the culture of the farm. And we really need to understand the lay of the farm. Is it flat? Is it hilly? And all of that terrain. So we're doing an interview and we're making observations of how the family interacts together and the work that they have to do and the roles that they have to play. And we ask a lot of questions, but we try to not be interrogators, but really it's to understand what the needs of the person, what the goals are. And so as we were here today, we're looking for the goals. It starts to float to the top that Jane really enjoys working with the cattle. And so we hone in on those tasks and we do a walk all around the farm and look at the different aspects of it and the challenges that they have. And then we hear Ed's input and Samantha's about, well, we can't change that because of this. And that's all important. We're gathering all of that information. And after a few hours on the farm and seeing the tasks that need to be done and hearing more about the medical conditions and eventually even reviewing medical documentation of lifting restrictions and different aspects of the human's needs in this, we start coming together with what are the goals of the whole farm? What are the goals to help Jane continue her gainful employment in agriculture? And then we break that down into the real measurable outcomes that we want to see, that Jane needs to get in and out of her skid steer 10 times a day in good and bad weather, 365 days a year, and we need to get that done soon. It'd be nice to have it done by September so that for the whole winter she's going to have a real safe, stable way to get in and out of her skid steer loader so she can take care of her cattle, so that she can have good mobility around the farm. And the next stage then is moving to the implementation of it, that we have these goals and outcome measures, and we start talking to the assistive technology suppliers. We need this kind of a grab bar for the skid steer loader. How can we work on that and develop that together? We talked to the funding agency, Michigan Rehab Services, and all together come to a consensus that this is the design that's going to work well to meet the outcome measures that Jane needs to successfully keep working. And then once the purchases of the assistive technology are authorized, things start to be delivered to the farm and installed, and then the assistive technology professional like myself will come back, evaluate it. Is it working the way it was intended to? Or are there more needs that we hadn't thought of? And that would be the follow-up stages that we're with the farmer and just making sure everything is working. That might be a 6-month time frame. And then even longer would be the follow along, maybe a year later, that we would come back and revisit. Just like here when I first visited, I was checking in on Ed to see how he was doing, and that's how the referral with Jane happened. But we'll check back in with Jane after these needs have been implemented for a while and she's been using it. And the goal is held paramount, the well-being of the farmer that we're serving. And so even though we go through this whole long process and really try to identify the correct assistive technology the first time, we don't want it to be abandoned. And if it is, we want to understand why. Are their needs not being met? Are we not fulfilling the goals that the farmer had? And so it's quite a process, but it's very rewarding, and the end result is the continued gainful employment of a person with a disability. And so that's why it's so important to do a good assistive technology evaluation. And that's what this video is all about today.